As day breaks, driving away the twilight of night, around a campfire, two individuals sleep, Ash and Topo. Next to them is a large opaque bubble. With his ears and tail twitching, Mr. Hun, sir, huh. Ash stirs himself awake. He reaches next to him and grabs his glasses before sitting up in his bedroll. The big stretch and yawn, he's ready to face a brand new day. As he looks at the fire nearly almost out, he places some logs on the fire and gets to work making them a meal for him and the others to share. Roth exits the bubble with a cigarette already lit as he approaches the campfire. Morning, Ash. How'd you sleep? Taking a long drag of his cigarette. Oh, morning, Sir Roth. I slept good. A smile, he says. Ash, you can drop the sir and just call me Roth, he says, sending puffs of smoke into the air. It's Mr. Roth? Should I wake Topo? Let the big guy sleep. He isn't a morning person. Roth puts out a cigarette and lights another one. Ash looks over the sleeping giant, cuddled up in a ball, with his axe clawing as if it were a teddy bear. No, not two alligators. No, Topo says, dreaming. Ash giggles as he pours Roth a cup of coffee and serves him a plate of food. Thank you, Ash. You know you don't have to do this every day for us. We can take turns with these kind of chores, taking the cup and plate from the foxkin. I know, Roth, but I owe you and Topo a lot, and this is the only way I think I can repay you, as he grabs his head. You're helping us more than you know, Ash. We're a team now, so we have to share the duties, Roth says, taking a bite of food. Duty, Topo says in his sleep. Ash smiles as he thinks about what happened a few days ago and how he was almost kidnapped away from his home and his sir. Kid, you okay? Roth says. Yeah, just thinking about what happened and sir, grabbing his collar. I know what you went through was tough on you. I can't begin to imagine. But you're safe now and you're amongst friends. We'll make sure those poachers pay. Roth patting Ash on the head. He lets out a whimper of happiness before he hears Topo again. Listen to Roth, puppy. We have your behind. We got your back, Topo, he says as he rams his hand into his forehead. Why would I want his back? It's too small for me, Topo says, shoveling food in his mouth. Ash giggles and Roth groans. After cleaning the area, Roth walks into the bubble and snaps its fingers as it disappears into the ether. Roth, I've been meaning to ask, why the bubble? Ash still confused. It's like a magical tent. Welcome sleep inside, if you like. Roth says, putting on his trench coat, begins to button it. Oh, thank you. Maybe I will tonight, Ash says with a smile. Roth is handyman. He does not like to sleep on the ground, Topo says, putting on his boots. It's fancy man, Topo. And at this point, why don't I think you're just always fucking with me? Roth says. Maybe Topo is. According to Bella, the other two teams got here before them. One was heading towards the mountains, the other towards a lake, pulling out a map. Ash, would you have any idea where you would think we should go first? Ashen thought. The mountains are very dangerous. The Harpy Queen patrols that area. Lake Ezra is the closest. Point Topo, Topo fight. Okay, so it might take more time to hit the mountains. So to the lake it is. Roth lighting up a cigarette. Ash nods. Okay, Lake Ezra begins to lead the group northwest. As they walk, Roth lights a cigarette. Ash, can you tell me about this lake or what lives around it? Ash lowering his gait. The lake is home to many beautiful flowers and rare herbs. Also, there's various water creatures that live inside of it, which could be sold for a high price. But the main fact is that lake is used as more of a watering hole for fresh water for the different tribes and villages in the area. If those poachers went there, it'd be easy for them to pick off whoever came by, as they were getting water from the lake. Topo no like that coward way. Well, also rumored is the lake guardian tends to be there A giant frog named Cosmoros, puffing on his cigarette. Well, I think that could be their target if anything. How soon can we get there, Ash? From where we're at, it'll take about 6 hours of traveling, I think. Then we go to Lake Topo want to see Hoppity creature. Ash leading Roth and Topo, they head towards Lake Ezra. Yuki, we're lost again. We passed the same mushroom 3 times now, a male voice says. What do you know? We're not lost. It's not like your name's on the mushroom or anything. Actually, it is. I put it right there, pointing to the mushroom. Oh, well, then let's go this way, Lovewind, the female voice says. Lovewind is a human male with brown short hair. He wears a blue and white sorcerer's tunic with pants and a red sash around his waist. He carries a metal staff that is wrapped in red bindings, and several potions of various colors hang off his hips, as a large book hangs off his left hip. Yuki, a demon pixie, stands a few inches tall, with demon-like wings and a tail with a spade at the end. Her hair is long and pink. She also has a set of curved black horns resting on her head. She wears a black outfit with black long opera gloves. Yuki, flying ahead of Lovewind, turns around to face him. Okay, look, I'll get us where we need to go, she says with a grin. If we're to make it on time, we'll need to cut through the forest of dark witches, she says with a grin, looking back at Lovewind. Oh, because that sounds safe. Why can't we just go around? Lovewind says. Oh, you humans are no fun. If we go around, it'd be days to our journey, as their territory is large, but if we cut through, it'd be less than 4 hours, Yuki says as she floats ahead. Look, I'm all for fun, but when the place is called the Forest of Dark Witches, I tend to worry about my health, Lovewind says sarcastically. Trust me, we came this far already. Where's your sense of adventure? Yuki turns to Lovewind. Sense of adventure, my ass. More like murdered in the Forest of Dark Witches, he loudly says at the demon pixie. I wonder if Topo and Roth are okay, she says. They're both strong. You know that. We'll find them, Lovewind says, placing a hand under the pixie for her to rest on. Yuki smiles. Lovewind, dreading where they are going, nervously looks around. Okay, Yuki, tell me when we reach the dark forest of witches so I can prepare myself. Yuki turns around and tilts her head with a grin. We passed the border about an hour ago. We what? Lovewind says in a panic. Why wouldn't you tell me we crossed into the border into this place? He tries to calm down. It's funnier this way. But I'd keep your voice down. If you're too loud, you might attract stuff. Stuff? What stuff? The murdery stabby stuff? Or the chop me up and turn me into stew stuff? Lovewind says sarcastically. The tea party kind. Oh, great. Tea time. Fantastic. Lovewind hangs his head. Yuki leading them through the forest, the two of them begin to feel uneasy. Lovewind, don't move. Lovewind freezes like a statue. Gently passing the two, 4 females dressed in beautiful dull-colored dresses, as they are laughing and giggling as one stops. I smell a guest. She glides over to Lovewind, still unmoving. Lovewind can't help but notice the smell of herbs and spices coming off the person before him. As she gets closer, the mage nose begins to tingle. Lovewind sneezes. The 3 others turn around and face their new guest. With an old cackling voice, It's tea time. The Witch Queen invites you. As they all circle around him and guide him forward to a clearing off the path, Yuki, who manages to stay hidden, follows closely. They pull a chair out for the mage and motion for him to sit. Lovewind, too scared to say no, sits as the 4 sit around him. As the 4 creatures and Lovewind sit waiting, a beautiful dressed woman in pale autumn colors, with a veil covering her face, sits at the head of the table, motioning the others to start pouring tea and passing treats out. Lovewind, caught up in the party, also begins to help. What is it you seek, human? A disembodied voice says. To find my friends and get away. Lovewind puts his hand over his mouth. Why did I say that? All must answer the Queen of Witches' questions, human, she says, stirring her tea. What is it you fear the most? Myself, my magic, not being useful. Loveland still can't help but answer. I can sense in you chaotic magic that you have yet not tamed, but a path you've chosen with such an unstable force inside you. Because if I didn't, I'd be alone. I wanted to go on an adventure with friends, and they seem to have better powers than me. I just wanted to be useful. The Queen of Witches picks up her cup and takes a sip as everyone at the table, including the human mage, does. My name is Nectravina, and this is my domain. I'm Loveland. I'm sorry. We were just trying to get to the lake beyond your territory. See, our friends might be there, the mage says, drinking his tea. Normally, a guest would stay longer, but seeing as you answered my questions, I'll give you one warning before letting you go. Loveland swallows hard. Cross into my woods again without a proper offering, or I'll make tea out of you next time. Loveland nods his head so low he hits the table. Before you go, human, tell me who it is you cherish the most. Loveland, feeling the otherworldly power swelling up in him to force him to answer. Someone who no longer wants me, but I still want them. Such a fine answer, human. You're free to go now and take some treats to share with your little pixie friend watching nearby. Yuki gasps as she hides behind a leaf, watching Loveland walk away from the table. Catching up to him, you okay, Loveland? No. Let's just go, Yuki. They begin to walk out of the forest of dark witches into the light of the forest of Esmir, as the sound of falling water is heard, and the smell of floral life. Topo, Ash, and Roth standing back, hidden in the forest line, as they watch various creatures come and go from the lake. This is the place. I hope we're not too late, Ash says, clutching his tail. Roth lighting a cigarette. We'll get them, Ash. Don't worry. Topo holds up a hand. Topo hears something. Out of the clearing, three figures appear. A lizard man with bluish-gray skin, a large tail with short spikes down it, and scales looking like hard as armor. An elven male stands next to the lizard man wearing leather armor and seems to be carrying an array of swords on their back and hips. Then lastly, a dwarf steps out into the light wearing a blue and gray robe, clutching a book, in the other hand a staff. Magical energy radiating off of him. Well, that's them, Roth says. We watch carefully as the lizard man pulls flowers out of the earth, roots and all. Throwing them to the dwarf, he taps it with his staff. And with a flash, it looks like the flowers have become writing in the air, spelling out their species. Then he opens his book, and the words fly into a page as he closes it. Roth drops his cigarette. That's Norb the Inscriber. Why is he here? Ash shaking a little, seeing Roth scared. Is he famous? He's dangerous, Topo says. Roth lighting a new cigarette. If he touches you with that staff, and you've been weakened, you get turned into words that he can put into his book. Ash, fearing the worst. What happens if he taps a living creature, like me? Then you become one of the pages in the book, trapped in a different dimension until he lets you out. Roth, hand is shaking, trying to light his cigarette, match flickering in the wind. That kind of magic is real? Ash, very worried, curls his tail around himself. It's okay, puppy. Topo won't let man turn into words. Roth, looking at the male elf, that is Xander, the armory. He carries with him 4 magical swords. Topo, you can take him. No, Topo and Claudia want big lizard man. No, you need to take on Xander. He's probably the most physically strong of them all. Ash lets out a nervous curiosity. Who's the last one? Is that someone also as terrible? Roth looking at Ash. That's Hex, the butcher. He may not look like it compared to the other two, but he's actually the weakest of the three. I'll take him on. With a hard gulp, okay, then I'm fighting the dwarf? None. You're staying out of this. We can handle this, Roth says. No, I'm helping this time. I need to do something. I can't just sit back and watch. Please, I can help in any way. Roth sighs, looking at the Foxkin. Do you have the ability to cast magic? Some. Sir taught me a few spells. Okay. Okay then, Ash. Back me up with Hex. And then we'll deal with the dwarf later. Ash, with determination and fear, readies his claws. Okay, on the count of 3, and there goes Topo. Roth face palms.